Hello, everybody. It's me, Anthony, and it's the time of the week again. It's Anthony's NFL Picks. Week 9, Halloween edition, and birthday edition, because it's my birthday on November 6th. Anyways, wow, I cannot believe we are halfway through the 2023 to 2024 NFL season already. I can't believe we're halfway. This season has gone quick. And my oh my, we have a lot to cover this week. But before we start, my record right now, I got my 80th win. Right now, my record is 80-39. I am doing really good right now, and we're going to keep that going. Anyways, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bells to get updated on my newest content. Anyways, let's get started with our Halloween edition, our special. The 4 teams that will not be playing, however, on Week 9 are the 5-3 49ers, the 6-2 Jaguars, the 3-5 Broncos, and the 6-2 Lions will not be playing for Week 9. Let's get started. Kicking it off for Thursday Night Football, we got the 3-4 Titans and the 4-3 Steelers. Titans are here after playing an amazing game. Will Levis started because Ryan Tannehill was out with an injury, and Will Levis played very well with DeAndre Hopkins. He threw for 4 touchdowns, and DeAndre Hopkins has been unbelievable. However, he is questionable with a toe injury. They're going on to Pittsburgh against the Steelers, who may be having no Kenny Pickett after he hurt his ribs last Sunday against the Jaguars, and Mitch Trubisky had to start in, and they lost that game to Jacksonville. I'm going to have to go with the Titans on this one. I'm thinking the Titans will win. Titans will beat the Steelers 27-21. Titans will be 4-4. Steelers will be 4-4. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got our first Germany game between, this is going to be a very good Germany game, the 6-2 Dolphins and the 6-2 Chiefs. Chiefs, they're here after losing to Denver, getting upset 24-9. They lose on because Patrick Mahomes was sick with the flu. They're having a very tough time. But the Dolphins, they're here after beating New England. They looked very good and very promising. And to be honest, I might have to go with my upset of the week, actually. I'm going to think that the Dolphins will beat the Chiefs in Munich, Germany. Or Frankfurt, Germany, depending where it goes. Dolphins will beat the Chiefs 34-31. Dolphins will be 7-2. Chiefs will be going on to be 6-3. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the 4-4 Vikings and the 4-4 Falcons. Vikings, they had a very rough week last week. Let me tell you something. Vikings are in big trouble right now. Kirk Cousins has just tore his Achilles, and he was going to be out for the entire season. And just an hour ago, before I started filming this, Joshua Dobbs actually signed with the Vikings, before I started recording. And that's going to be unbelievable. And Justin Jefferson's out. That's a huge rip for the Vikings. They're going on to Atlanta against the Falcons, so he's either starting with Heineke or Ritter. It looks like Heineke may be the starter because Desmond Ritter got benched. But to be honest, I'm thinking Atlanta's going to win. It's in Atlanta, and I think they're going to get back on track. Falcons will beat the Vikings 24-10. Falcons will be 5-4. Vikings will be 4-5. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the 2-6 Bears and the 4-4 Saints. The Bears, they're here after losing to LA 30-13 on Sunday Night Football. That was a very, very crappy game. And the Bears actually got Montez Sweat from the Commanders, which I really don't care about. My Commanders are crap at 3-5. But anyways, the Bears got Montez Sweat. They look a little bit better. They're going on to New Orleans against the Saints, who are 4-4 after knocking the Colts out 38-27. Saints look all right with Derek Carr, and Alvin Kamara needs to wake up. But I'm thinking the Saints are going to remain over 500 again. They were 3-4. I think they're going to win their second straight game, and I think they're going to beat up the Bears. Saints beat the Bears 31-20. Saints will be 5-4. Bears will be 2-7. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the 3-5 Rams and the 2-5 Packers. Rams are here after losing and getting destroyed by Dallas 43-20. That team is really, really bad right now, and it shows what their potential is right now. The Rams are struggling right now, but they're going on to Green Bay against the 2-5 Packers, who got completely steamrolled by the Vikings. Packers are not a good team. They extended Rashawn Gray. But the Packers, they don't think they're going to be winning this game. I'm thinking LA's going to, regroup because the Rams still have Cooper Kupp, but Matthew Stafford could be out with a thumb injury. But they got Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is insane, and I'm thinking the Rams could turn things around. Rams will beat the Packers 24-17. Rams will be 4-5. Packers will be 2-6. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got my 3-5 Commanders. Hail to the Commanders. Yay. And we got the 2-5 Patriots, or the 2-6 Patriots. The 3-5 Commanders, and we got the battle between the... Let's see the Patriots record. I forgot their record for a minute. I gotta think about it. Patriots are 2-5. The 2-5 Patriots and the 3-5 Commanders. Or the 3... I keep getting confused. Sorry. So, we got the 3-5 Commanders, and we got the 2-6 Patriots. Commanders are here after losing, sadly, my Washington team, getting destroyed by Philadelphia 38-31. They just look really bad, and we almost won against the Eagles, which I'm not upset about, but still, I think Ron Rivera needs to be fired or Sam Howell needs to be replaced. I'm not a fan of Sam Howell. I really am not, and I don't think he's doing good at all. Patriots are here after losing to Miami, mainly because Miami may go to a Super Bowl, I think. If Tua stays healthy, I'm thinking they could go far, to be honest. But to be honest, I think Washington could regroup and get their 4th win of the season. Commanders beat the Patriots 26-23. Commanders will be 4-5. Patriots will be 2-7. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got a pretty good game, the Battle of the Birds. The 5-2 Seahawks and the 6-2 Ravens. Seahawks are here after winning that game. They almost lost that game to Cleveland 24-20. But the Seahawks got an amazing addition to their defense. The Giants just traded to Leonard Williams to the Seahawks. And they look pretty good, but they're going on to Baltimore against the Ravens, who are 6-2, and they've been playing very well as well. John Harbaugh is a great NFL coach, and I'm thinking that he's going to do amazing and beat the Seahawks. It's going to be a close game, though, but I'm thinking that Seattle is going to take a loss here, and Baltimore's going to take the win. Ravens beat the Seahawks 33-30. Ravens 7-2. Seahawks will be 5-3. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the battle of the 3-4 teams, the 3-4 Buccaneers and the 3-4 Texans. Buccaneers, they're here after losing that game to Buffalo, losing by 6 points. Baker Mayfield is questionable with a contusion injury. He has a very deep red bruise. He's really hurting right now. We got to see how he's going to be like against the Texans, who completely blew that game against the Panthers, costing them to get their first win of the season, Carolina. Bryce Young has won a game, and every NFL team now has a win. So I'm thinking taking home this win. I think the Buccaneers are going to have to side with them. Buccaneers are going to beat the Texans 27-10. Buccaneers will be 4-4. Texans will be 3-5. But the Texans are making a better example now, because they were 3-13-1 last season, and they're getting better with C.J. Stroud. They're kind of regroup a bit, but still, I'm thinking the Texans are still on a rebuilding phase, so I'm going to have to go with the Buccaneers. But anyways, we have to move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the worst team in the NFL, the 1-7 Cardinals, and we got a battle between the mediocre team, the 4-3 Browns. So, this was a pretty weird matchup, to be honest. The Cardinals, good news to all Cardinals fans out there, Kyler Murray is back, because Joshua Dobbs was traded to the Vikings, and I don't know who's going to be the Vikings starting quarterback, but anyways, Kyler Murray is back now after suffering that bad ACL injury back in December of last year. They're going on to Cleveland against the Browns with still no Deshaun Watson. So that's a big confusion. So to be honest, I might have to go with the Browns on this one. The Browns are doing great with David Njoku, Myles Garrett. I think the Browns could take home this win. Browns will beat the Cardinals 27-21. Browns will be 5-3. The Browns will be 5-3. The Cardinals will be 1-8. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the 3-5 Colts and the 1-6 Panthers. The Colts are here after losing that game against the Saints. The Colts always play good in the first half, Anthony Richardson's surgery was successful. Jim Irsay said it. He got a grade 3 AC sprain for the shoulder. He's out for the whole season. Gardner Minshew's doing a little bit better, but they can't hold on to a lead, however. So that's kind of a big disadvantage. But they're going on to take on the worst team, the 1-6 Panthers, actually not anymore. Panthers got their first win over the Texans with that last-second field goal, 15-13. So this is going to be a pretty weird game. Both quarterbacks are all right, but I'm going to have to go with the Colts. Colts will beat the Panthers 19-13. Colts will be 4-5. Panthers will be 1-7. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the battle between the 2-6 Giants and the 3-5 Raiders. Giants are here. They are here losing that game against the Jets in that overtime game. And actually, my brother's actually a Raider fan and my dad's an actual Giants fan, so it's the battle between my brother and my father's favorite teams. It's in the Legion Stadium, Vegas, aka where Super Bowl 58 is going to be held. The Giants are going on there, and Daniel Jones has just been cleared he suffered a bad neck injury. Tommy DeVito was the starting quarterback, and now he's going on to, play the game, so we're going to see how he's going to be like. The Raiders are here after losing yesterday and Monday night against the Lions. They have been really bad lately, the Raiders, so I'm going to have to go with the Giants. I'm thinking the Giants are going to get their third win of the season, and I'm thinking they're going to beat them. Giants will beat the Raiders 17-14. Giants will be 3-6. The Raiders will also be 3-6. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got a pretty good matchup. We got an NFC East matchup between the 5-2 Cowboys and the 7-1 Eagles. The best team in the NFL. The Eagles are here after beating my Commanders, sadly, in that crazy 38-31 loss, and I'm still upset about it. But they're going on to Dallas against the Cowboys. They're going to be home against Dallas. They're 5-2 after knocking out the Rams 43-20. Cowboys look pretty promising, and ever since Julio Jones joined the Eagles look pretty tough, and I'm thinking they could make a deep playoff run, and I think they could win a Super Bowl this season. Because I feel like every wide receiver that signs with a team goes on to a Super Bowl. Like, for an example, Super Bowl 55, Antonio Brown, or if he was a running back, I don't know if he was. Antonio Brown signed with the Buccaneers, won a Super Bowl. Super Bowl 56, Odell Beckham signed with the Rams, won a Super Bowl. Super Bowl 57, Kadarius Toney signed with the Chiefs, won a Super Bowl. That's 3 times in a row. That's crazy. But to be honest, I might have to go with the Eagles on this one. Eagles will still have the best record in the NFL still. They're going to beat Dallas in a close game of 30-27. Eagles will be 8-1. Cowboys will be 5-3. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game for Sunday Night Football, we got a pretty good game. This is actually the 2023 divisional round rematch between the 5-3 Bills and the 4-3 Bengals. Bills are here after winning that close game against the Buccaneers, but the Bills have a lot of injuries. They're kind of hurt right now. Tre'Davious White and Matt Milano are hurt, but they're going on to Cincinnati against the Bengals, who are currently 4-3 after winning 3 straight, starting off 1-3 this season, winning 3 straight games. They look a bit better. Joe Burrow was hurt with a little bit with a calf injury, but he's still playing. He's doing really good with T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase. They look really good, so I might do my second upset of the week. I'm thinking that Cincinnati will beat Buffalo because Buffalo is injured all the time, and I don't think the Bills are going to go to the Super Bowl. Bengals will beat the Bills 31-28. Bengals will be 5-3. The Bills will be 5-4. We move on with the next game. And last but not least, for Monday Night Football, which is actually on my birthday, fun fact, I turned 18 years old. I'm a big boy now. We got the 3-4 Chargers, and we got the 4-3 Jets. Chargers are here after winning that game against Chicago, getting them down. Austin Eckler is doing pretty good with the Chargers, along with Justin Herbert, but I still think Brandon Staley's going to get fired this season, all right? So we're going to see how it's going to be. Jets are here after winning that crazy overtime game against the Giants, and now they're going on to be 4-3. Zach Wilson's starting to play a bit better, so we're going to see what's going to happen. But to be honest, I might have to go with the Chargers. Chargers will beat the Jets 30-24. Chargers will be 4-4. Jets will be 4-4 as well. And that is it for this week, everybody. This is all my NFL picks for Week 9. It's crazy we're halfway through the season. So don't worry and tune in next week for Anthony's NFL picks Week 10, which will be premiering on next Tuesday, November 7th. First NFL game as an adult and first game in November. But other than that, this is Anthony signing off, and have a great week.